am a business mindset coach. I empower entrepreneurs with mental focus tools to help them overcome business challenges, and I assist aspiring entrepreneurs uncover and monetize their businesses. The reason why I do what I do came from a motivation that I saw from Tony Robbins, who says success is 80% psychology and 20% skill. And most entrepreneurs focus mainly on the 20% and tend to neglect the 80%, which is the mind that runs the show. And the reason why I got into the space was when I started business, I did not know how much I did not know about starting, let alone running a business. And I failed very fast when I started. And luckily, I had my training as a life coach, and that helped me to get back up. I used the tools that I received from my life coaching training, and I have since been utilizing myself as the guinea pig to master and craft the offering that I offer to my clients. And now I can safely and I can promise that there is no problem that an entrepreneur faces that I am unable to assist them, because I understand that every problem, the root of it is in the psychology. And with my training and experience, I'm able to assist and navigate you to find a solution or help you see a different perspective. Um, I don't know, as a message for me, are you not able to hear me? I see a message about network tripping. Can everybody hear me? Please comment in the chat if you are unclear on your side before I continue. I'm not sure if, oh, it's clear. So I think Selma is the one that is struggling on her side. I think you can log out and log back in if you're struggling with that. I am going to take you through the consistency, how to be consistent. I covered some of the points last week. And if you happen to have missed the session, please request the recording from Leader Heather, who has recorded, because she records all the sessions. And because today I'm going to be focusing on a different portion of the slides. Please move the slides. Yeah, you can move the slides to, yeah, stay here. So last week we focused on the causes of inconsistency, being negative mood, a wrong mindset, distractions, and not having a clear vision. I went in length on the points that I've highlighted here. And what I would like you to do, I know it's very early in the morning, please have a notepad or a page and pen and write down which one of these points contributes to you being inconsistent. We focus so much on our businesses and our private lives that all of that takes away the time from us being able to be consistent and show up for the goals that we ourselves have set for ourselves. And the reason why we don't attain the goals that we set for ourselves is because of the lack of consistency. So the gap that is standing between you and you achieving the goals that you want is you figuring out how to be consistent. And if you don't learn the tricks of the mind, because the mind is such a powerful tool, it can work for you, it can work against you. And if you don't learn to trick it, if you don't learn how it works and be able to program it and work with it in a way that supports the goals that you want to attain, it makes it even more difficult for you to attain your goals. And you may end up getting into the year 2024 with the same mindset and the same tools, systems that you implemented and worked on this year without having a change. And I don't know how we would expect to see different results if we do not change anything, because if you don't change anything, nothing changes. And consistency contributes towards achieving your goals. So having a negative mood, wrong mindset, distractions, and not having a clear vision are some of the attributes that contribute towards you being inconsistent. There are many variations that attribute to that, and I will be covering a lot of it and showing how your mind works so that you can utilize it to its best of how it's structured and how it's supposed to be utilized so that it supports your goals. I will be covering a lot of those in the weeks to come if Leader Heather allows me, the opportunity to do so. But today I'm going to be focusing on the next slide. But for now, on this slide, I really need you to look at these points and ask yourself which one of these points contribute towards you being inconsistent. And right after that, I'd like you to share on the chat, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. What do you feel is your consistency rating? Are you on 5? Do you show up most of the time 50% according to the things that you've set out to show up for? Do you feel you are a 2 because you show up 20% of the time? Do you feel you range around 7? What is your rating? Please share on the chat while we allow Leader Heather to move us to the next slide. What is your percentage? What is your percentage? What's your rating of consistency? Are you a 2? Are you a 6? Please share on the chat. And also that confirms to me that we are all awake and I am not just talking to chairs. Let's keep the comments rolling. Heather, 7 is exceptional. Most people struggle to do a 7. You must have a very concrete mindset. Others are not willing to share. We are not moving until I get a second person sharing. Is anybody on the call? Please share your rating. A 2. Tulu, thanks for sharing and thanks for your honesty. Usually when you're a 2, you would be shy to share because you would feel that you are totally inconsistent. Thank you so much for sharing, Esther. A 6. If you range between 4 and 7, I believe that you are doing something right that we can also learn from you. So please do share your tools and techniques. I range between 6 and 8. It depends on the tasks that I have each week, and mainly the point that you see on the slide is number 1, your state. Thank you so much, Selma and Katrina, for sharing. And in order for you to be able to improve on your consistency, I would like to challenge you on top of the points that you would have selected on the previous slide. On this slide, I'd like you to start drafting your weekly planner, making use of the tools and techniques that I'll be sharing on this slide, and just audit your weekly planner and try to improve on it and take notes from my points and implement them into your system and try to master consistency, because if you don't master your weekly planning, then you will never master consistency. And the reason why we have to look at your weekly planning is because you have so many things that you are doing in your private life and in your business that it takes up so much of your time, and you never get the time to actually plan your week or focus on the things that matter the most. So how I start my weekly planning is I focus mainly on my state. And your state of mind is very important, how you show up in the day, because I think we all know that when we show up in a day and we are not feeling our best, we don't perform at our best. So the main thing for me that is very important is to make sure that my state is at its best, because then even if I don't have a to-do list set out for the day, I'm at least in the best mood to show up for the day, and I can tackle the day as it comes. And if you are not in the best state, you will not be productive at all. And we know this personally. So the first point is to make sure that you master your state. And how I do that is I I I have solidified an evening and morning routine. Why this is important is because if I don't have an evening routine and I don't have a morning routine, I just wake up and start the day. And I commend all of us here because we have a morning routine. I mean, we show up here most days and we are in the 5 a.m. club. So well done to us. And but the one other thing that contributes to a successful morning routine is having an evening routine. And a lot of us I know we don't do that. We don't have an evening routine. We just get home and we've got families that we have to focus on. That's what we focus on. If you want to carry work home or you do business in the evening, that's what you do. But what I'm focusing on is how you actually get yourself ready for bed. And what I do is I focus on training the mind. You have to do something that stimulates the mind because we focus so much on business the whole day and we are in front of screens and we are doing meetings. The mind gets tired and it does the same routine stuff every day. So you want to wind down in the evening so that you get the brain to relax and do something different from what you did during the day. And how I do that is through reading or watching motivational podcasts and anything that you feel stimulates the mind. That is where I would start, and I would recommend that you start. And ideally, those who like to use physical books, I highly recommend that because it takes you away from screens and you're doing something different, and that helps the mind to be stimulated. But some of us, I know some of you like to read through using your digital devices. You're more than welcome to do that because still that takes you away from your normal Instagram scrolling and laptops and such. So it's very important to stimulate the mind. And the next point that I do after I have gone through the mind stimulation is I go through my gratitude journaling. And the reason why I do that is because we tend to focus so much on the things that are not going right because we we get frustrated and we are constantly triggering ourselves by thinking about the things that are not going right in our lives. And that is where the stress actually comes from, and that's not good for the body. And I work on doing the gratitude journaling so that I force my mind to find the positive in each day, that it doesn't go unnoticed. And what this does is it helps your mind to stay on a gratitude plane, and you get to sleep on a very positive note as opposed to taking all the stress that you've accumulated during the day to bed. And the danger of doing that is you take all that stress to bed and your body processes it overnight, and you wake up with the same stress and you start the day the same way. So you want to break that pattern by figuring out a system that helps you move away from the stresses that we focus on during the day, and move into something that breaks that pattern and is in a lighter side of things so that your brain can go to bed on a much more relaxed state with a positive tone. And in that way, you relax better and you are much more focused when you wake up and you don't think too much about the things that stress you. So I list 10 things that I'm thankful for. And while I'm listing each, I do a short prayer for each item and really, really feel the gratitude in my heart in a way that it changes how I feel. Even if I was feeling very stressed that day, I didn't have the best day, that helps change how I feel. And this trains your mind to find the positive things. And you end up not only doing it in the evening and you become accustomed to it, that you just find yourself finding beautiful things throughout the day. But it all starts with you deciding to start being thankful for the things that have gone right in your day. And I do 10 things. I've read somewhere that Oprah does this as well, but she does 5 things. And some days when I'm very tired, I'm pretty sure I do 5, because I'm like, okay, I just need to go through something that went right. The main aim of the exercise is find things that went right and be thankful for them, because there is no way in this world, beautiful world, that things are constantly going wrong only. And when you become thankful and have a thankful heart, you attract more things to be thankful for. So I urge you to start doing this, even if you start with 5 things at the beginning, but try to do so. You can write it on your notepad on the phone, or you can have a notebook that you purchase where you dedicate to yourself towards being thankful. I know other people have bought vases and different color notepads. You see those sticky notes where they'll use different colors every day, where they write things that they're thankful for. This is very important, because it changes your mindset and changes your mind again to attract the things you want. And that's how we actually eventually get to attain the goals we want, because we become thankful for those goals before they even appear. But I will train you on that in the weeks to come. And the last thing I do in my evening routine is I meditate and pray. So I know a majority of the people are very good at praying only. I feel meditation also helps to slow down the brain waves from the hecticness of the day towards you going to a peaceful sleep. And what meditation does, it also aligns your body and the energy in your body to be relaxed and reset, actually. So you can use relaxing music to meditate, however you prefer, but get your mind relaxed. The aim of it is to get your mind relaxed. There's more um, advantages to meditation. I will share these as well next year. But try to figure out what is the best way for your meditation routine if you are interested. But if you're not the person that likes meditation, just listen to very relaxing music. The aim of it is to help the mind to slow down. We don't want you to go to sleep with a hectic and heavy mind. It is not good for your health, and it is not good for your morning routine. And it is very imperative for you to master the evening routine, because this helps you to be very good at, crafting and being consistent with your morning routine. And then I go to bed after meditation. In my morning routine, what I do first thing when I wake up is meditate. And I do this, I know this doesn't sound like my evening routine, so they are not similar. The reason why I end with meditation in the evening is because I want to relax the mind first through the reading and the gratitude prayer, and then I slide into meditation. And I do that last before I sleep. The reason why I start with the meditation in the morning is because when you've just woken up from your sleep, it's much easier to meditate and plan your day. And the first thing I do after I meditate is I look at what it is that I need to do in my day, and that I do while I'm still on my meditation chair. Because once I get up, it's action time, and when it's action time, you don't get the time and the chance to plan your day. And the correct time to do so is when you are still relaxed and your mind is still clear, and you haven't started thinking about the stresses and the triggers that get you stressed for the day. Before you bath, shower, and prep breakfast and get the kids ready, look at what you have to do for the day. And if you have to send out reminders, somebody's saying I must be louder. My volumes are, I'm so sorry, my volume is on maximum and I'm using earphones that are very, very loud. Please let me know if all of you are able to hear me clearly. If anybody else is struggling with the audio, but I'll try to like raise my voice. Noted. So what I was saying is, it's clear. Thank you so much for that feedback. Planning your day is very important because some of us get onto the day and we're just fighting fires constantly. Have a I have an app that I use. It's called Asana, where I put my notes down on things that I need to do in a day, and that helps me to be able to tick off the items as the day goes, and I'm able to track what I'm supposed to do, as opposed to just getting into the day and just fighting fires. So I plan this while I'm seated right after my meditation, and usually if I have 10 minutes, I also read. Um, I also read and get to stimulate the mind depending on the time I have. But most days I do find time to read because I have different books that I read in the evening and the morning, and I want to cover at that time of reading. And personal development is very dear to my heart. Therefore, I focus mainly on that every evening and every morning when I have the time, especially in the morning, because it depends on what I need to do. Like this morning, I wasn't reading, I was preparing for the session, but that's the same. It stimulates my mind. And the second most important thing to do is to have the correct mindset. If you are not clear on why you need to do the tasks that you're supposed to be working on in the day, and you're not sure, you don't know how important they should be to you, then you won't show up for them. So you need to determine your why and ask yourself, why do I need to do these tasks, and what will happen if I don't do these tasks? And you attaining your long-term goals starts with you planning things on a daily basis. You chunk at these tasks small by little each day. You don't just wake up having attained your goals. So it's very imperative that you master your day and how you get more stuff done than you would any other day. And each day has to be different from the next. You have to learn from the previous day. Hence, I say you must review your past week. So you ask yourself every Thursday or Friday or every evening, have I achieved the things that I wanted to achieve? And then you rate it. Is it on 80%? Is it on 70? And the remaining percentage, ask yourself why you were not able to attain those things. And if you don't take the time to do this, these same distractions that have stopped you from attaining the things that you have set out to do are going to show up for you the next day. And if you don't pre-plan on how to get rid of them, these are distractions that come in our way. Like I stated in the previous slide, we need to be aware of what is happening in our surroundings. And there are a lot of distractions that stop us from attaining the things we want. And a lot of them, I will cover them in like point 5 is removing unproductive habits. Those are time wasters. I will talk more on those next week, where I'll take you through the habits that are unproductive. Some of us have a lot of unproductive habits that we don't know that are stealing our times. Now, if you have a lot of goals that you want to achieve in your personal life and your business, and you don't find the time to focus on them each day, those goals are not going to attain themselves. So it's very important that you uncover the unproductive habits that are stealing your time, so that you make room for the goals that you've set out to work towards. For example, we spend so much time on social media, and we are not on social media making money advertising our business most of the time. We are there just watching people making money. And how is this conducive towards your goal sets, focus, and you wanting to get what you want? So it's very important we understand that a lot of habits that are consuming our time can change, but you first have to audit yourself and find out what are these unproductive habits that are attributing to you not attaining the things that you want, that are stealing your time, like television, taking long meetings and long breaks. I have so many examples, but start asking yourself today, what are these unproductive habits, and start working on them. What can I do? Be proactive, because if you don't have a plan up front, if you don't pre-plan on how to remove these unproductive habits, they're going to come back for you each day. And each day you are going to be a step away from attaining the goals that you want to attain. So the next thing that I do after I've reviewed my past week, I move items that I haven't done in the week to the next week, and I decide which ones to prioritize. I mean, the ones that I was not able to do should be highest in my priority list, because if I don't do that, I'm going to start looking like a procrastinator, and I'll keep moving them each week. And it's very important that you write things down as well, because if you plan in your head, I think we all know what happens when we plan in our heads. Most of the time, we don't get to action those plans. So start writing things down and start ticking them off. And the apps that we have on our phones are very helpful, because we are able to actually track the things that we are supposed to do as opposed to using paper. But use whatever works for you. I really advise you to start writing things down. It's very important, and it's a psychological proven fact that writing things down helps you actually action them and achieve the goals. And my pro tips for today is you need to take breaks and rest. We are not robots. I know we are very enthusiastic about the things that we want to achieve. We are goal-getters. We are very energetic creatures, hence we are on this call this morning. But we need to be aware that since we are not robots, our bodies function better when they're well rested. So in between your very hectic day, do take some rests, some breaks and a rest. If you need to take a nap, do so. I will be sharing more on habits next week or the week after, depending on the schedule of the 5 a.m. Club. And I hope this has been helpful and you've taken notes. Please do contact me if you have questions and if you need me to assist you with your specific tailor making your own weekly planning and you understanding your mind and why you have not been able to attain certain things in the year. It is much better to work with a person that you can hold accountable towards your goals. And I find it much easier for me when I work with my coaches, because I'm working I'm doing so many things in my business. I'm crafting new products and I'm doing a lot of online things. I need somebody that I can work with that holds me accountable, that helps me help my mind focus. So if you need assistance, I am here. You can contact me. I can be your accountability partner, and you can show up differently in the year 2024. And thank you so much for tuning in. And that is all from me. If you have any questions, please do send me a text on my WhatsApp. I'm on 076-260-6872. If you need more contact details, you can contact Leader Heather, or what's the next slide? The next slide has my website address. And thank you so much. Thanks for the feedback. Thank you for tuning in and participating. Thank you for the comments. Over to you, Leader Heather.